There is a huge misconception that Teslas aren't great or are even impossible to take on road trips. But after a handful of weekend trips and some cross-country trips in our Tesla, I can confidently say that not only are they great road trip cars, they're actually better than any other car for a road trip. And that includes gas cars. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about why I believe that is and share with you some tips that we've learned of how you guys can maximize your Tesla and get the most out of it on your road trips. And that all starts with understanding the charging curve. With Teslas, the more your battery charges, the charging rate will taper. So in other words, the closer you are to full, the slower your charging rate is. And therefore, one of my best tips I can give you to get the fastest charging rates is to arrive at a supercharger with as low of a battery as you feel comfortable with. That way you'll be able to take advantage of the fastest charging rates with a lower battery. Now for us, that's about 10% and sometimes even lower. In our road trips, how many we've taken, the Tesla supercharging network has really gained our trust. There hasn't been one time we've arrived at a supercharger and have not been able to charge. And that's an area where Tesla really separates themselves from any other competition. There's other EV networks and other charging networks that we're not going to get into, but the charging isn't nearly as reliable as Tesla superchargers are. And once we learn how to maximize the charging rates, we need to learn how to maximize the charging stops. When you enter a destination in your Tesla, it will tell you each charger you need to stop at, how long you have to charge there for, and then how long it'll take to get from one charger to the next charger. And it will adjust to your driving style too. So if you're driving any slower or faster or using more or less battery than it anticipates, it will adjust for the next charging stop. And once you're on the road for a while and give it some time, it will adjust and be pretty accurate. But there is a pro tip here because sometimes the Tesla will navigate you to a supercharger and say you'll arrive there with like 40% battery. And we already know that when we get to a charger with as little battery as possible, we'll get a faster charging rate. And 40% is plenty of buffer and not that low of a charge. So therefore, what you can do is manually override Tesla's suggested stop. You can erase that charger from your navigation, and you can look for a supercharger a little further down the road that you would get there with a lesser battery. That way you can drive a little longer, and when you get to that supercharger, you'll get a faster charge. And while we're talking about chargers, another quick tip I want to throw in here is that as of now, the Tesla supercharger network is mostly made up of 150 kilowatt and 250 kilowatt superchargers. And those are basically your charging rates, so the 250s will deliver a faster charge. Therefore, if you want to maximize your trip even more efficiently, you can look at the Tesla stops and try to navigate more to the 250s rather than the 150s. And you'll know which kind of charger it is. If you tap on the screen, it'll tell you right there if it's a 150 or a 250. But there are faster chargers being built right now as we speak. If you have a Model 3 or a Model Y, I'm not sure if they'll be able to handle a faster charge. These cars are built for a max of 250. So in the future, if you're watching this, if a Tesla has like a 350 charger, that's probably for Cybertrucks, semis. Not sure if your car can handle it, but that's to be determined. But as of now, at a 250 kilowatt charger, depending on your model, you can get from 0 to 80% in about 20 minutes. But do note, with 80% battery and the extensive and growing supercharger network, you will rarely ever need more than 80% battery to get from one charger to the next charger. Which brings me to my next tip, which is to not overcharge. If you're trying to be efficient, the last thing you want to do is overcharge. Once you have enough battery to get to the next charger, you should leave that charger and go ahead and get to the next one. That way when you get there, you'll have a low battery and again, be able to take advantage of those faster charging rates. And most times this equates to about 10 to 15 minute stops every hour and a half to 2 hours. So a general rule of thumb for maximum road trip efficiency is to take more stops more often for less time at each stop. However, in the real world, chargers mostly aren't in the middle of nowhere. They're by gas stations, grocery stores, outlet malls, shopping centers, restrooms, everything like that. So if you go out and go to the restroom, grab something for lunch, you're not going to want to just take 10 minutes to do that. You can overcharge in that case. But again, these tips are just for maximum efficiency. But I understand in the real world, it's not always practical because in our road trip experience, I don't think we've ever had to just sit down and wait to charge. Everywhere we go, we always go out, walk around, check it out, use the restroom, grab a snack, and by the time we do all that, the car is ready to go. So let's go ahead and talk more about navigation, because another tip, even if you know where you're going, you always want to make sure you navigate to the supercharger. And this is because Teslas will always precondition the battery, so whether it's very hot outside or very cold outside, the battery needs to be a certain temperature to get the fastest rate of charge. So on very cold days, for example, the Tesla will heat up the battery on your way to the charger. So when you plug in, you get that fastest charging rate with no issues. But it doesn't know if you're going to the charger if you don't navigate to it. So make sure you always navigate to the charger. And this is especially important on those extreme weather road trips. I can say from experience, again, in our case, we took a trip to Chicago and it was freezing temperatures. We were in the middle of Illinois late at night and it was like 4 degrees outside. The car was preconditioned enough to where when we plugged in for a supercharger, it'd get the full 250 kilowatts, which was crazy in the moment, but make sure you navigate to the charger. Now let's talk about eating and sleeping because again, those are important and we can efficiently do those in a Tesla as well. And like I already said, most superchargers are near dining areas, but sometimes those are limited and sometimes they're not the healthiest for you. So if you want something to eat that is close to a supercharger, but not necessarily in walking distance, what you can do is navigate to that place and order takeout ahead of time. That way you can pick up the food and then go to the charger nearby and hang out and eat while you charge. Because ultimately, eating while you charge is a great hack on Tesla road trips. And when it comes to sleeping, there are more and more hotels nowadays that offer destination charging where you can go to the hotel and plug into a charger they have and leave your car there overnight. It's not a fast charger, but they're typically fast enough to where you plug in, you'll have a full battery when you wake up. But there's also another option for sleep as well on those road trips. If you want to save some time and some money, you can activate camp mode and sleep right here in your Tesla. In camp mode, you can set the temperature to whatever you would like. It would lock the cars for you and keep that cabin temperature at whatever you set it at all night so you can sleep here comfortably. We use this mattress here by Lost Horizon for our camping trips when we sleep in our car. And I gotta say, it's incredibly comfortable. It's about $200, but again, you gotta think about it where it about pays for itself after just 2 nights of not staying in a hotel. But anyways, back to camp mode. It's good to note that you don't have to be plugged in to actually use it, but do note it will take about 1 to 2% of battery per hour of use. And that depends on what the climate is outside, right? So if you're camping in very cold temperatures and the car has to crank the heat, it'll use probably closer to 2% battery. Whereas if you're sleeping overnight in pretty comfortable temperatures and the car doesn't have to work too hard to keep it comfortable, you'll probably save a lot of battery and use maybe 1% or less than that per hour of camp mode. So for maximum efficiency road tripping in your Tesla, we recommend camp mode. It'll save you some time and some money by not having to go to and check in and out of a hotel. And now lastly, my single biggest piece of advice and the one thing that truly makes road tripping in a Tesla easier than in any other car is, which may seem obvious to most people, to use autopilot. If nothing else, this makes road tripping in a Tesla so much easier than in any other car because it almost completely eliminates any driver fatigue. Before I owned a Tesla, I hated road trips. I couldn't do any road trip that would last over like 2 hours. Never in my life would I have imagined I'd have a YouTube channel that features me going on road trips in a car across the country, but autopilot makes it just so easy and actually enjoyable. So yes, while of course charging a Tesla does take longer than filling up a car with gas, it doesn't add that much time to your trip if you're stopping to use the restroom or grab something to eat. But from reading a lot of my comments, I know a lot of you guys like to take road trips and keep a cup in your car to use the bathroom in and never stop for gas. And in that case, a Tesla would not be for you. But all jokes aside, Tesla does actually have a lot of great road trip features like camp mode and all the navigation stuff we talked about that make road tripping in this car very useful, very easy, and very practical. But what really separates Tesla from road tripping in any other car is the supercharging network and, of course, autopilot. So if you plan to take your Tesla for a road trip, I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to stay up to date on our future road trips, make sure you subscribe down below. And as always, catch you in the next one.